Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna pick up on a series that I had started last year and then never continued it. But in this video, I'm going to be talking to you all about period panties and how I have brought them into my life and how I've tried and tested them out. So if you are new to the world of period panties, do not fear, I am new to them as well. I've heard about them for quite some time now, but I had not tried them out myself. Now, a little bit of a backstory on me is I get pretty heavy, pretty intense periods, and I soak through like everything. So for the longest time, I was just using a ton of pads. Like, you know, when you go to the dollar store, you know, when you go to Poundland and you see those pads that are like this thick, that is what your girl typically wears. But about 2 years ago, I watched a Netflix documentary type thing, and it was talking about, like, I think it was called period poverty or something like that, and they were talking about how a lot of like landfills are just filled up with pads and stuff. And I started feeling really convicted about my contribution to that, and so I started looking for alternative options since then. So the first video that I've got in this series was me trying out the Intimina Lily Cup. I think it was a Lily Cup 1, and then now this second video is me trying out period panties. So if you're like myself and you don't know if like these period panties are like worth the hype and stuff, don't worry, I was the same. And I don't know what the cost of them is in your local area, but for me, for one pair of period panties, it's about 25 pounds, which can add up. So I have been loving AliExpress. I've done a few videos where I've mentioned AliExpress lately, and I picked up a pack of 3 period panties for £6. So I don't have the third one. It's somewhere in my drawer, and I was like, they're all the same, so it doesn't really matter which ones I show you. But I picked them up from AliExpress, and then you can see this is where the lining is on the inside, and then this bit is almost like, you know, when you're in school, I don't know if we'll be able to focus on that, but you know when you're in school and you like have to wear a pinny if you're in gym class, it's almost like that material, which is really stretchy. However, I will say, if you do order on AliExpress for period panties, look at the reviews, because the reviews did say that these run small, and I was like, surely how small will they run? But keep in mind, a lot of the time when things come from AliExpress, they are coming from an Asian country, and a lot of Asian women are typically smaller than US and UK sizes. So my friends, this is an extra large. So it was actually okay around here because it stretched quite a bit, but around this area, it was like severing my legs off, I won't lie to you. Now, here are some of the pros and the cons that I found with period panties. So I would say the pro is I wasn't as worried about spillage. The con is that even though period panties work, you can still spill in those. And there was one day I was working away and I could feel it coming out. This is probably not the most elegant topic to talk about, but I feel really convicted by it because I really struggle with my period. And I could feel it coming out, and I was like, oh, but I have my period panties on. Thank God I was at home, because when I got up on the bench, I could see period, and I was like, oh my gosh, but at least I knew from there how much these things could actually hold. Another pro that I would say is that, be it that it's like your underwear, I don't know if you guys struggle with this, but at nighttime, like if you are lying on your side and stuff, you know, sometimes you can have a bit of spillage. I didn't find that with the period panties at all. Now, a con that I will say to period panties is that like every time you go to the toilet and like where it's like, say you have like a pad on or a tampon on, like you would typically change that. Whereas if you have your period panties on, it feels kind of gross to just be like, oh, I can see all that period there, and I'm just gonna pull my pants back up. It's almost like feeling like you're putting on a dirty, I don't want to say a dirty diaper because it's not that clunky, but you know, you wouldn't put a baby back in a soiled diaper. You yourself don't want to feel like you're going back into something soiled. So that's where I found that I was so grateful that I picked up the 3 of these and for such an affordable price. However, I definitely think that I could have probably gone through about 5 of these a day while still keeping fresh. Now, that brings me to my other point. I'm so grateful that I picked these affordable ones up off of AliExpress, because if I think that I need that many, like even if I had 3 a day, which is basically what I was doing with this, but I was like doing a lot of laundry, that's still like like a lot of laundry, which then you're wasting money on like power and electricity and stuff. But then if I need a change of these that much, like if I bought the 25-pound ones, that's 75 pounds worth of underwear a day. That's a lot of money. And so I'm sure some of you are gonna like watch this and say like, oh, like, you know, maybe if I bought a higher quality one, I wouldn't feel like I'm sitting in mess. But it wasn't that like it was like spilling out anywhere. It just felt a little bit gross because it doesn't, like, if it was a pad, it would sink down into the pad, right? And even if it is a pad, like, I don't like pulling up my pants when I have like a soiled pad. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously there's things within reason, but for me personally, I think I would always want to change it because I don't like feeling like I'm sitting in mess. Now, the last thing that I will say that I was pleasantly surprised with these is that like everything washes out of them. Like, there's no stains. And yes, I did wash it within a day, but still, like, sometimes you can wear underwear and you get a little bit of like, you know, discharge and stuff, and it's like stained for good. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. All in all, my friends, I would say I like period panties. I think I will reserve them for the beginning of my period and then the end of my period, and then equally I'll probably invest in a few higher quality pairs. So maybe like, you know, maybe if I do wear it on a heavier day, or if I do go out, but like, you know, the days when you're just around the house, like, I think these are more than sufficient. And then I think what I will do is maybe if I do end up wearing the period panties and I'm a little bit concerned for the flow, I'll put in a menstrual cup and then feel like I've got that extra security there. Anyways, my friends, that is it for this quick video. I've got another video coming up in this series, and it's gonna be with another Intimina product, but it is a little bit different. So I will check in with you guys in about a month's time. My period's like 5 days out. And yeah, I will talk to you then. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Okay, bye.